to get to where I am, I can say be consistent. You need to be disciplined, commitment, consistent discipline, commitment, and self-awareness is very important. If you realize who you are and say, I'm wonky. Like last night, I was thinking about it. Like it's really emotional. It really makes me cry right now. But I think it's okay to discuss it, to talk about it. I didn't know what to do. I don't have a warm meal and stuff like that. After work, Golden Acre in town, right by the bus station. I went to sleep there. There was like rats, these big rats moving, coming around. I have only one small blanket, my bag, my clothes, obviously. I'm laying there, seeing people. I'm asking God, why me? Why is this happening?
Welcome to the 2717 Iron Gorilla podcast. I am Bongi. But before we head to the podcast, I'd like to quickly promote our up-and-coming oversized t-shirts. The whole message behind Iron 2717 is iron sharpens iron. That is our slogan, and that is a motto that we live by. So it's not only a slogan, but it's a promise. It's a promise that you, as an individual, will constantly sharpen your mind, sharpen your body, sharpen your spiritual growth, as well as sharpen the people that are around you. So that was basically the inspiration behind the shirt. We'll keep a young picture on that side just to show you guys what we got working on. And we're suspecting that's going to drop now in summer, so stay tuned. So, without further ado, we have our guest, Saymore.
Yes, my brother. Hi there.
I'm good in yourself, man. I can't complain.
Great.
We've been working on this podcast, or trying to get this podcast going for a while.
Yeah.
But I'm glad, God willing, that this happened now,
Definitely. It's an honor for me to be here, and really appreciate for the opportunity that you gave me. For that being said, it's really something I thought maybe it would never happen. Since remember the day we scheduled first, and then we had to change as well for some reason. Being on a podcast is really something that I know. It's like we do our best, and I really appreciate that you helping other people, to invite me to be part of this podcast is such of like you promoting what I do, and as well as for me helping what you do as well, promoting each other. So back forth, we're just helping each other. So I really appreciate it for that.
Exactly, 100%. And I feel like you really embody what we kind of stand for at Iron Gorilla.
Right.
You someone that's very involved in your community. You someone that's very blessed, and therefore you bless others.
That's
and
right.
I'm sure we'll get into that topic as well. But
Definitely.
I just want to start out with, who is Saymore, and what would you like people to learn from this conversation?
Well, it's I had to take a deep breath because Saymore is I'm original from Zim, and I came to South Africa a few years ago. I'll say, if I say a few years, it's like I came 2014 or 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, Saymore is I came from like a village lifestyle, but I work myself up to be where I am, and which I'm not saying I have it all, but I had to do what I had to do to be where I am, which is sacrifice, to go through pains and stuff like that, tough times, and which leads me to also what I do of helping homeless people, which is a conversation that we can always have a chat about it as well. But yeah. Saymore is just a simple guy who trying to make difference in the communities and daily life. Want to make sure that everyone is happy around me and stuff like that. That's it, yeah.
What actually motivates you to go into that path?
Well, what motivates me to help homeless people to choose that path, because I know people say at this age, as young people, why don't you choose something that you can make money out of it? Like, why don't you choose a better career? Because people believe in, say, it's about making money. But as for me, from where I'm coming from, like where I'm from, actually, what I've realized from my past and my experience to where I am right now, it's not about money. I realize it's about humanity for me to bring difference to society. Whereby for me, walking down the street, heading to a grocery store and see someone sitting by the side road, starving or with no shoes, while I have few shoes in my cupboard that I'm not even using or clothes, it hurts me so badly. And then I just realized, you know what? In order for me to do these things, I think I need to find a platform or ways of how I can change people's lives. That's when I began to do this thing because of I've once also experienced certain life. I've lived in the street as well. Just so you know, yeah.
Oh, so how was that?
Um,
Was this when you were still in Zim, or when you came over to South Africa?
So when I lived in the street, it's when I came to when I came to South Africa. At some point in my life, I had a tough time with my cousins that I was living with, and then we had a lot of misunderstanding, whereby pushes me to end up being on the streets for like a couple of months. But I refused to give up, and then I just kept my head up to make sure that I know what I want, and then that's why I have a motivation and understanding of how it feels to be on the streets, because I have experienced that and I know what those people are going through as well. Yeah.
What are some of the lessons that you've learned from that? Because I'm sure it's. I mean, me personally, I've been blessed enough to not have been in that situation, but and I feel for the people that have been there. As someone that has made it out, you know.
Right. So, for life of being on the street and also the situation that I faced, so this is what happened. What we see on the street, there's a people who enjoys to be on the streets.
We enjoy.
There's a people who enjoy
to
be there. They make it as a business for themselves. There's a people who are lazy. Let's start by that, which is a common thing that everybody, majority in societies worldwide, people think people who live on the street, they're lazy. That's what people think. So this is the thing. There's a people who like to be on the street. There's a people who are in the streets because of the situation. Like, for example, from my understanding from interviewing people, many people they're living in the streets due to maybe family problems, issues and stuff like that, abandoned by family members. Like a recent late eye interview, which is went viral on my TikTok. It already has like about 1.2 million viewers and stuff. Her name is Emmy. She's just 20 years old, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So family situations, people, we don't really appreciate each other enough. Every day we don't remind each other how much we care about them, how much we love them, until these people giving up themselves, maybe starting to having drugs, finding happiness, comfort and stuff like that. That's where we end up losing these people. And there's a people who choose to be on the street. They want to have an easy money asking people. But there's a people who are desperate to really actually get off the street and live for themselves. So that's how it is. Yeah.
What do you think is the disconnect, though, with those people that like being on the street? Because I mean, yes, it's easy money, but I would say maybe there's some laziness in that as well. I could be wrong. I'm simply asking, you know.
So for people who don't like to be on the street, or people who like to be on the street?
People that like.
So for people who like to be on the streets, you're right. It's laziness, first of all, and also people who refuse to hear second opinion from someone. Because if you are living on the street, surely there's so many people that you meet that can tell you or give an advice what you can do to be able to get off the streets and stuff like that. But those who like to be on the street, they enjoy the free stuff. Getting free, like for example, if you bump into them, you give them maybe a loaf of bread, or if you bump into them, give them 10 rand, 20 rands, whatever that you can. So it's always a case like that. Yeah.
So then, when you got out, how did you do that? How did you manage?
So you mean like now when I help people, how do I manage
How did you manage from there to now? From when you were on the streets to now?
To where I am. So this is how my story goes. How I did when I was living on the street. It's not like I was totally like 100% broke without having a job or stuff. I had a job,
Okay.
but the situation was that I didn't have a place to live where I can put my head on. I was working in a restaurant back then. I was a cleaner. Yeah, but my boss never knew what I was going through. I kept it to myself, and then I just worked hard at 3 months saving and stuff like that until I found a shack in location Philippe, and then I started living there, and then from there just upgrading myself and stuff like that until to where I am. Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
That's
So
And I'm sure there's a lot of stories behind that. Is there any like specific day that you remember where you're like, I need to get out?
I remember, yeah, you're right. So I remember one night after shift, because I used to work in a coffee shop and then later I do another piece job. So like I had like kind of be like a 2 jobs. So there's this one night, my first night actually, I didn't know what to do. I don't have a warm meal and stuff like that. After work, Golden Acre in town, right by the bus station. I went to sleep there. There was like rats, these big rats moving, coming around. I have only one small blanket, my bag, my clothes, obviously. I'm laying there, seeing people. I'm asking God, why me? Why is this happening? I remember looking into what Bible say, seek you shall find, and in verse that says God always have a plans for you. And also I remember where it says that if you can put an effort to what you're going through, obviously God can do something to change your situation. That's where I refused to sleep there. I stand up, I went to a club. I'm like, let me spend time in a club, Long Street. I was just there, making friends. Even those people I made friends with, they didn't even know. I was looking clean, nice. You couldn't tell this guy lived on the street. Next morning, 4 a.m. or when clubs close, I have to head into where I work, find maybe nearby a store where I can just lay down and stuff like a little bit, and then in the morning, go to work. When I get to work, get to shower, whatever it is, just clean up myself. That's how it was. And I remember one night as well where security came trying to chase us away where I was sleeping as well. But I understand that he was doing his job, and then I did not even take it personal. And then I had to walk in the rain for a long distance to look for a place where I could lay down for a little bit while I'm. So yeah, that's how it is.
That's how it was.
Yeah. So yeah.
So you were blessed enough to actually get out of that situation. So now you saved enough. You got into the shack. How old are you at this stage?
So I was blessed enough that while I was working out, at some point I felt open to a little bit, slightly open to tell my colleague what I was going through, not in a way that I was living in the streets. I just told them there was a misunderstanding with my colleague. This was like after 3 months. And then my colleague like, you know what? I live in location. I don't know if you'd be okay with that. I'm like, anything. They're like, okay, there's a shack. Remember, shack, it was like 500 rand per month, I think, yeah. And then I went with the one blanket, my suitcase and stuff like that. And then I started from there. I started living in a shack, and then from a shack I moved it to what you call it as you're going to Minaton side. I moved to the summer grains. Started living in summer grains, and then as I was working, I was always work towards to saving, making more money and stuff like that. I bought some scooter, put it on an Uber, making money with that. While I was working, that's how my life started changing. And then I just elevated, started studying as well. While I was studying, look for a job for what I was studying for, and to where I am right now.
Yeah, so what did you study?
I studied project management, which is I did intro into it. And also I did the Power Workplace Diversity and Social Innovation, whereby it also talks about these lives of people living on the streets and how we can change the community and develop and stuff like that. And also I did business studies as well. So yeah. Yeah.
Jeez. You know, you know what I actually noticed? There's a lot of people, or like African people, that
Right.
really work hard.
Right.
You know, I have a lot of Congolese friends that,
Right.
you know, they made something of themselves. You know, Rema as well, someone that I look up to, you know, made something for himself, you know, all that stuff.
Right.
What is it about that, like, is it like a cultural thing? Did you always have it in you? Someone instilled that in you? Where does that come from?
For working hard. So, for example, I would say majority. This is a conversation that you never heard, and people don't talk about it. On when it comes to, for example, life here in South Africa, where find negative people say foreign and stuff like that. So, majority mostly are foreign people who are in South Africa, or I would say African people who live in South Africa. It's like people refuse to beg for things when you need it. Like, for example, if I need something, if I need to go to a mall right now, I should be able to just get up and go and buy what I need. I should be able to buy myself what I need. I should be able to provide. As well as we are always a family people. We family oriented. We believe in that when we are here, our family depends on us. So if I sit down not doing anything about my life, or for make whatever it takes to make money, make sure that means I am giving up on everybody. It's not about just me. When I'm here, I'm presenting the whole entire village, the whole entire people where I come from. So I have to work hard to make sure I make a different workout, especially my mom and my brothers. That's how it always be. Yeah.
So, how does your family consist of? So, you, your brothers.
So I come from a family of, I have 6 siblings.
Okay.
I'm number 3. And I would say where I am and what I'm doing, I would say they look up to me a lot, most of them. They look up to me. And my mom and everybody, they look up to me. So I was raised by a single mom, so which is maybe one day if she come across this video, shut up, mom. And this is one thing I always say. Like last night, I was thinking about it. Like it's really emotional. It really makes me cry right now. But I think it's okay to discuss it, to talk about it. You know, my mom went through a lot to provide for me and my brothers. It's not easy to be raised by a single mom, but anyway, my mom, she did what she could do to make sure that she provide for me and my brothers, as well as like she could go and work for people to make sure that we have food, to make sure that we never go to bed without eating. And where I could see some nights, some days she doesn't sleep, all she do is to make sure that we have food and stuff like that. As well as remember very well one night we went somewhere, me and her, we walk in the rain and stuff like that. There was like a flood. We passing through the bridge where we could not even see the edges of the road. But those are one of the things I always remember. My mom working so hard to make sure that she put food on the table. She do anything, and to a point that she ended up meet which is my stepfather. It's a guy from Malawi. I love Malawian people through this man. He has been there for us, providing. Like 2002, it was a drought here, but this man, he really stayed as my real father. He was there for me and my brothers, providing food, like emotionally, in everything that I could really seek of. So coming to family side, I'll just go back to say I really love my family a lot, which is I do anything for my mom and my brothers to make sure they have it all, which is I just believe that is very important for me while I'm here. I'm not in my country. I have to work hard to do whatever it takes to put food on the table for them. As from this studio, I have to send some money for her. So I cannot really enjoy having a good time or go to a club when I know my brothers or my mom, probably they don't have a food on their table.
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. So, have you always thought of yourself as a provider, or has that always been like a principle for yourself?
So from growing up, seeing my mom working hard, doing whatever it takes for her to provide for us, me and my brothers, I always like visualizing my life. And even before I came to South Africa, I always see myself as a change maker of my family. See myself as the one who's gonna bring a change in the family. See myself providing and do whatever it takes to bring food on their table. So I always see myself as a provider, as a change maker of where I come from.
So you said that your stepdad played a big role in your upbringing or in that shift in your life. What kind of person was he?
So my stepdad, he really played a big role in my growing up. Like I would say, in my whole entire life. Because remember, when you raised by a single mom, she only teaches you what she knows as a woman. But as a young boy, you need like a father figure who can stand for you, who show you how to be a man, and who teaches you a role of what's life like. Because my stepdad, he is, I would say even now, he's still a family man who believe in that. He works hard. I could tell he used to go and work in the minings and stuff like that. He do anything to make sure he provide for us, me and my siblings and stuff like that. So he never show, or any day I would say maybe my mom was crying and say, your stepdad, this and that. I would lie if I say I ever heard it from even a neighbor say that he was complaining that he's working hard to provide for us. He never did. He always see us as his own children. Up to date, I call him dad. I don't say stepdad or uncle, whatever. I call him dad. I love him more than my father. My father, he never play any role. He never buy me a pen or paint or underwear, whatever it is. But this man, he have done a role as a father. So shout out to all stepdad out there who provide for their wives, children and stuff like that. That's a man. He is amazing. He means a lot to me. So that's why I work so hard to provide for my mom. I know when I provide for my mom, I provide for him as well. Because what my mom eats, that's what he eats as well. They live together. So I love them a lot. More than my dad. Yeah.
So there's a lot of young people that are actually listening to this podcast, and the topic on being a father and fatherhood is something that I think in our country is it's touchy.
Right.
But I think it's something that actually needs to be spoken about, because I believe this next generation has that chance to change it.
Right.
Your father's not being
Present.
in the kid's life, and and not only by present, I don't mean like actually just being there, but
providing.
Actually, yes,
that's right. Yeah.
Because so there's most of the guys that I've interviewed so far are like younger, like more my age, 22 around.
Right.
So they talk about the example their father has. So I think that would be huge if now we start training the next generation to be
right.
How important do you think that is?
So I mean, a father figure, or let's say training our generation, our youngsters, about how important it is to be a father or to be there for your children. It's not saying being there, like you say, is being there present. It's about to be there financially in whatever it is, providing for them. So I know there's so many out there who might struggle to do that, but for your child to actually know that you are the father and you care so much about them, you're still trying to do your best to provide for these young men or young girl, do whatever it takes. I think it's very important, because right now they say, most of the time they say that the women, they always take the kids away from the fathers. I don't really believe in that scenario, because yes, it does happen, but if you are a father, you gave birth to someone, nothing stops you from being there for that child. If you can't go through your ex, the mother of your child, go through someone else to be there and show this child you are a father, because that is very important. That's why you see, for example, that in society we get lots of women who gets hurt by their boyfriend or husband, beaten and all those kind of things. It's because of these young guys, they never had father figure in their life, or they have seen their mom struggling. They try wanna fight this thing, like try wanna take out this emotional.
Yeah, they don't know how to manage those emotions. Yeah.
But now they are doing it in a wrong way because they never had a father figure. But if there was a father figure who was there to provide or maybe to show them the love as a father to them, surely there could be a different. So it is very important. Just to add on that, I'm working towards the project whereby we need to have this function of where we say men conferences. So
Definitely.
men conferences, it's not about what kind of men you are, 18 above or maybe whatever age. I'll say 18 and above. It's very important as a youth that we train them how to be a man. What is that they have to do? Because when you become a father at a young age, like for example maybe 25 or 22, some of them they already have a kid, but they don't know how to maintain that. They don't know how to be a father. You understand? So it's very important that we teach them and practice these things from a younger age so that they know how to be a father and know how important it is, because it's really something very important. Because if I never had a father in my life, how am I going to be able to be a father to someone if I don't know how it is to have a father? How am I going to be a father to someone? So I must be able to experience. Like for example, they say it takes experience for a person to be able to do something. So if I never drove before a car, how am I going to be able to drive a car? I must learn how to drive a car. I must went through how it feels to be a driver behind this the steering, so that I can be able to drive. So I cannot be able to lead a family if I never had a father figure, if I never enjoy or experience that lifestyle. You understand? So it's very important that we really teach our youngsters and we talk about these things so they know what is that it is to be a father as well. So yeah, it's a topic that is very important. Yeah,
Absolutely. So we spoke about also managing emotions. You know, a lot of people have different ways of managing emotions and stuff like that. And one of the things that I found is the gym.
yeah,
You gym as well. You can see, look at
yeah.
those muscles.
So like managing emotions, like for example, you're right. Look, I mean, you fit too, bro. So managing emotions is very important that we know how to manage it, and a place where we can go to take out our stress and stuff like that. So many people, they do it in different ways, but as we speak about gym, and I love what you do, you show the background and stuff about the gym. So gym, it's a therapy place. It's really a good place where you even work through all what you're going through. That's what I also forget to explain to you or to tell you about my survival of being a homeless people to be where I am. This was through gym. Gym has been there for me. I've been paying membership since then. Even I was living in the streets, but I've been paying gym membership because when I go to gym, all my problems are gone. All my stress, all my worries, they are gone. Because in a gym, when you are in a gym, nobody knows how much you have in your account. Nobody knows what kind of family you're coming from. All we are all trying to do there is that we all working towards the same goal, to achieve, to become better. We're looking ourselves in the mirror. I want to be better than this. I want to be, if I look at you, you have a muscle, you bulking stuff. I want to work towards to be like this. I come to you and say, yo, bro, how did you get to where you are right now? What can I do? And gym buddies are always free to explain, to give advice. Yo, do this and this. I manage my meals, my sleeping, and stuff like that. So, gym it's a way of managing emotions. Whatever you're going through, if you go to gym take out all the stress. Wear that shirt that you love, you feel great in it. Wear that vest, that short. Put those shoes on and go to gym. Run on the treadmill. Do whatever you can do. Do some legs. Do some upper body. Do whatever it is. Lift those weights. I tell you what. After that, when you walk out that door, you're a happy man. I promise you. Nothing seems to be impossible for you when you go to gym.
Exactly. And even the lessons that you learn through the gym.
That's for sure.
Like
Yeah.
something else. Because,
Yeah.
for instance, if you're not consistent,
No results.
no results. If you're not disciplined as well, the weights become heavier when you take a break for a month and you come back, the load is heavier than
That's for
it
sure.
was before and all that stuff. So that's like something big. So you, even through being homeless, you gymmed as well.
Bro, like I've been gymming for a very long time. We had this chat with Tyler as well. He was like, when I show you my Instagram, he's like, damn, bro, you've been working out for a long time. I'm like, yeah, I've been working out for a long time, bro. It's not like I started now. It's just that I joined this gym where we're gymming now only recently, but I've been to gym for a long time. During homeless, remember it's not easy to manage your meals and stuff like that. So that time, I never want to take any supplement or anything that is unhealthy, or maybe anything that is going to require me more money or cost me if I don't have it. So at that time I realized that if I take supplement, I don't have a place to live. What happens tomorrow? This job I have, if I lose it, I'm a homeless. What if my body reacts into it? And then
so you couldn't take the risk almost, because if you don't know your health, then
not really a risk, but it was like it's kind of be like a scared. I was scared and worried about my tomorrow, what happens tomorrow, because I didn't know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. Because remember, being a homeless people, you don't really know what happens tomorrow. How is your life's going to look like? You just living day to day as it is, but you don't really know what comes after that and all that. So, but I continue to gym every day when I can. I eat what I could. I wasn't able to manage hot meal and stuff like that, but I could do what I could, controlling be able to look at what I eat. Sometimes it was hard, but I never stopped going to gym. I would go to gym, run on treadmill, 10 minutes, whatever it is, do some push-ups, do some lifts up weights and stuff like that. After when I did that, I always feel like it's okay. You're gonna pass through this situation. It's gonna be over soon. So that's how I handle it. Yeah.
So how does someone actually get your physique?
So okay, to be where I am is I wouldn't say you can become like me, but to get to where I am, I can say be consistent. You need to be disciplined, commitment, consistent, discipline, commitment. And self-awareness is very important. If you realize who you are and say, I'm Bongi, I want to achieve better. Like on my phone, my screensaver, it's me without a shirt, whereby I see my body. Every day, I work hard, trying to be better than that. I want to be better than yesterday. So I compete with myself, not anybody else, but me. I want to be better. So to be where I am, be consistent. There's some things that you have to cut out in your life. If it's about to go to a club, you might have to cut going to clubs. If you can. And sometime you might have to cut partings. You might have to cut all these things that other people do. Because for me, I watch my meals, what I eat. My sleeping are very important. And what goes through my mouth is very important. I don't just eat anything. And I have a certain times that I eat per day, which is like schedules.
Actually, okay.
Yes, like for example, like now after 11, between 11 and 12 o'clock, I have to have a meal. and this is always the same meal every day. I'll have my egg and toast, which is eggs, bacon, and I'll have some avocado, mayonnaise, and stuff like that every day. Then I'll have something else. But if I don't do that, my body reacts because I'm used. This is my life. I become consistent. I watch what I eat, what I want to do. I don't just do moves without seeing what I'm doing. It's all part of the plan.
Calculated.
Because like if I have to walk maybe 8,000 kilometers a day, I have to do it every day. If I say I have to walk 2.5, I have to do it every day. If I say I have to do 50 push-ups every day before I go to gym, which is I do. In the morning, first thing after I kneel down and pray, after I finish praying, I go down and do my push-ups. I'll go straight to maybe 50 push-ups and then read my Bible. After reading my Bible, go back and do another 40 push-ups, which is 90. I go back and read my Bible, and then after that, I'm going to wash my teeth, brush my teeth, and do what I have to do. I'm ready for gym. So when I get to gym, I'm already in the mood. Having my pre-workout, but I'm already in the mood. That's me.
So what time do you wake up then?
Well, usually every day is up. By 6 o'clock, I'm up. Depends what's happening. But 6 o'clock, my body reacts. I'm already up because that's one thing I have to do. I have like 1 hour, 2 hours to prepare before I go to gym, where I just walk through myself and what I need to do. That's what I do 2 hours before the gym. I have to be ready, prepare emotionally, and then I'm ready to go to gym.
And then what time do you sleep?
So I go to bed. If I'm not working, I go to bed like about 10 o'clock.
Okay.
10 o'clock, I'll go to bed. Sometimes I go to bed like even after 11 because my shifts at work, I work until 11. So my boss always reacts to that. He, used to be up until late and all that. Yeah, it depends. But I always try and make sure that I sleep 8 hours,
8 hours.
or maybe 7 hours. I don't try not to sleep more than 6 hours because it's very important that we sleep enough for our bodies, because we don't grow or our body doesn't change when we are in a gym. Changes when we sleep.
Recovery.
So when we are in a gym, we are working out. We're doing what we do. We're preparing for the change. When we sleep, our body recover, muscles grow, and all this. So don't think that muscle grows while you are lifting weights. No. When you sleep, that's when muscles grow.
And even that growth that you see, it's the pump.
That's right.
The pump goes away.
The
real growth is when you
definitely, you have to pump a lot, and then that can happen. Yeah, that's for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
So since you do this every morning, that means that you're really disciplined person.
Like I say, it has to be discipline. If you're not disciplined, I don't know what else can I call it. It has to be disciplined. So if you're disciplined, like I was saying to a driver who came with me right now, my driver, I was saying to him, you need to have one thing that every day you do it. Let's become a habit. No matter what circumstance, where you are, you just do this thing. Which is, I do this every day. And I enjoys it. There's been change with that. Yeah.
It's quite interesting. Do you read a lot of books? Because it seems like you have a lot of lessons actually.
Well, read a lot of books. There's one book that I'm reading right now that say the principles of success or something like that. And actually, I read lots of books because from readings I learn a lot. See what other people do, what makes them achieve, how they get there. So wisdom comes from sharing with another person. Because if I share with you right now, I learned something from you, something I didn't know. I might have been doing this thing, but without knowing that it actually works to bring difference in my life. For example, changes comes when we do things that we don't like to do.
When you're uncomfortable.
That's right. So that's why they say sometimes you gotta do things that you're not comfortable of doing for the good. So it's like losing someone. You're losing someone for the best. If someone say, goodbye, it's for the good, for the best. So for me, I read lots of books. That's where my motivation comes from. Because also I learned about this a few years ago that if I'm not in the gym, I'm trying to maintain my life of not being around bad stuff, bad boys, or let's say to be in a bad crowd, like for example, to be in the wrong places. I eat, I sleep, I gym, I go to the movies, I go to the mall, buy whatever I eat, whatever I buy, stuff like that. I read books. When I read books, I'm relaxing my brain. It's more like meditating. I'm reflecting to these things that I'm reading through. My brain getting comfortable and all that. And time passing. You don't even realize that. And after that, it also helps, I think, the way we speak as well with other people, how professional we become as well. Because when we're talking to people, sometimes we don't realize how we present ourselves to people. Because there's so many people who watch how we talk. And they say, an educated person, not really educated, a successful person, you see them through how they present themselves. And also, by reading books, I learned that most of the time we don't realize that how much time we spend maybe talking without thinking.
That's true.
Like you have that kind of friend who always talk around people. He always talk, that kind of thing. A friend who always talk does not give everyone chance. So if you look into that friend, he spends most of like maybe 60% or 70% of everything he says he's not thinking. He's just talking. Because when I listen, there's a chances of me listening to what you say. And my brain are working more than you. Like, for example, I'm talking. Your brain works more than me, more than my brain right now. Because whatever I'm saying, you already thinking it comes in your brain. You already, you probably processing it properly. But if you just talking, you're not processing anything. So also I learned from reading books as well, which is good.
Do you have any books that you would recommend to people? Maybe like your top 2 or top 3?
So I have a book called Persuasion. This is book. It talks about communication with people. Persuasion. It's
the same from the series. I think there is a series, The Art of Persuasion or something like that. Or
I'm not sure, but I can always check on my phone and show you that book. It's very good.
Just check it
And Persuasion. It's a very good book that really teaches you how to communicate with people. And it's also like helps you in a working place, in lifestyle, relationship, wherever, anything about you. It really helps you. Persuasion it's a good book.
Is that the name?
Yes. Persuasion.
They say The Art of Getting What You Want. Is that the one?
Yes, The Art of Getting What You Want. Yes, definitely. Let me just get it as well. I have it in my phone. I just recently sent it to someone. To be honest, when I get this book, it helped me through, because most people who does youth coaching, they have read that book, because it's also part of that. It's really direct you and show you how to get what you want from moving from where you are to where you want to be as well. Yeah. So Persuasion. This is the book.
Check it out. Okay.
Yeah.
The Art of Influencing People.
Yeah.
By James Borg. Borg. Okay.
Right.
So keep that one in mind.
Yes.
Okay. Then what else?
So I also like the book I told you about. There's a Spy Soldier. Spy Soldier. Yeah. Spy Soldier. It talks about a guy who was a spy. He was a soldier who was spy working some of the European countries as a spy and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really helps, and it's a good book. You just learn lots of influence of how he managed to do all this thing, and the motivation behind how he believes in himself a lot, that he did all he could do just to sacrifice for his country, I would say, to make a difference in other people's life as well. So, which is also a good. And the book I was just talked about as well, the principles of success that helps you also moving from where you are to where you want to be. Yeah, I can also search that for you and show you. It's really a good book. It really helps that in whatever you do as well, you are able to know what I'm doing. It helps you, it pushes you, it motivates you to do better every day, to be able to move from what you used to do and do something better. So it's really a good book, I would say. I've read this book for a while now and really helped me a lot. Let me just do this. It's really a good book, and it really changes my life as well in a way that I'm able to see things differently right now. This book.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good.
How to get from where you are to where you want to be.
That's right.
100%.
That's right. So
100%.
these are the books that I read and respect these people who wrote this kind of books. And if you read this kind, like this book, The Principles of Success, includes a lot of people in it. It's one person who wrote the book, but this person reflected to what other people have done and how they get from where they are. It talks about I don't know if you've heard about soup thing. It's probably we were very young when that happened. We were young. Something that happened overseas. It's about soup project kind of thing like that. It's really talks about how this guy, how he moved from where he was to change his life. Things that he did that he couldn't believe that he can make a difference. And also talked about the woman who was a writer while she was a mother of two, and she was married. The husband didn't believe in her as well, but she worked hard. Every night she could go into a kitchen and write books and whatever she was doing. Husband, to a point, he even said that, why don't you just quit and go and get a better job, because what you're doing is not bringing anything.
And then wasn't she the lady that made Harry Potter?
I think she is. I think she's the one.
I remember that story. I forgot her name.
Yeah. I come across to that as well in this book as well. So books are really good. It's a really good thing. It really helps our mind and how we think as well. It shifts us from how we see things and be able to be positive and see life differently. So
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I want to shift over towards Samemind.
Yeah.
Right? What was the concept, or what was the thinking behind the name Samemind Safeplace?
So when I started Samemind project, when I started Samemind, I was dating a white girl. So the idea, it's crazy. I would say that I was in love. I would say, I was in love.
Yeah, man. We were all there once.
So I was dating this white girl. She was my first experience as a white girlfriend as well. So there was a way that I was trying to shift how people how we see each other and how we identify. How can I say? Like, remember this thing of say black and white. I was trying to really remove this mindset, the negativity of saying whites are this, black are this, and become one thing. Through that, so I started a clothing brand, which was sort of like in campaigning, whereby I can bring people together and say we can all agree that we are same people. Unity. It's just a skin that we see outside, we looks different, but end of the day we are one. So that's what I was trying to create, and I was working towards that to really bring a different, as well as I was rejected by her parents as well, if I may say that, but it has nothing to do with my life. I've moved on and life is good, yeah. So when they rejected me, was through friends who was actually interested in her, so they had to put some negativity around my relationship and all that. And then I was like, let's just say Samemind. It's also my first name and my surname initial, S. And S is my first name, M is my surname. So I just use that as well, and they bring good meanings as well. Yeah,
Same man.
yes.
So then that's where you started now with helping the community,
Right.
and so on and so forth. What's the vision? Like grand scheme of things. Like what would you like to see in maybe the next 3 years?
So the vision of Samemind is really bigger than I think, bigger than I see it. Because to people that I talk to about it, people say this is more than a business. So Samemind it's I would say a big vision whereby someday I like politics. Someday I wish to. Someday I might be a leader. That's how I picture it. I say to myself, I always say it to my friends, Samemind, it's bigger than it is. It's whereby what I'm doing, I'm preparing my tomorrow, which is maybe from now up to 3 years' time. I must be able to be a change maker in my society, someone that people look up to and say, if we need help for a youngster, a young boy who's giving a problem, let's reach out to Brother Saymore. He's able to help. With his project, Samemind, we are able to find a solution. Or in a business, some things that we cannot understand, Samemind will bring understanding to the table. Or, for example, in a marriages, some things that seem to be misunderstanding, Samemind will be able to bring closure to it. Or let's say in a country, Samemind will bring the right same mindset that we can all think of one thing to bring a different, like in the African continent, whatever it is. So Samemind is a big vision. It's really beyond what it seems to be right now. So people don't really know what I plan and what I intend to do. So it's early for me to deliver the message, but there's a lot coming.
No, I mean, I'm a big believer in what you say will manifest.
Right.
The mouth is one of the biggest creators or whatever. Like,
It's the biggest prophet, yeah.
Because we don't know who could be listening to this.
Yeah.
This episode might not even be when it comes out. It could be a year from when it comes. I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
remember Saymore that you had?
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
the universe. I've seen so many crazy things manifest. So.
Definitely, like as we speak right now, I have a guy that I look up to a lot as an inspiration. If you go on my Instagram, you always see I always post his business, what he does. He's a politician, Barack Obama. He is Barack Obama. He's an inspiration for me, to me. I would say Barack Obama. He is, and I would say when I look up to his life, how he get to where he is, I just find hope and say anything is possible. Nothing can stop me from getting where I want to be.
Because he became president.
You get what I'm saying? So, Barack Obama, I was saying, he worked hard. His mom was coming from, I don't know if it's Kenya or wherever it is, from Africa. And she flew to overseas and do what she could. Recently, I was looking up to his story and I come across his picture where he was carrying a big bag. You could see where they were. It was like in a village and stuff like that. So, go back to Samemind. It's more like that. I believe that Samemind is a big vision whereby tomorrow many people will depend on it. Like I was even saying to someone, I want this to become something that even a president would want to have me by his side and have a meetings or consult me. What do you think? What we should do for this country? So this is how I see this project. So what I'm doing now is all the preparation to every day I work towards to the ideas of things that I want to do. Down the road, many people use my ideas, they stole my ideas and use it in the other way and do whatever they did with it. But one thing I always believe, nobody can steal the original idea, because whatever they heard from me, it was a copy of the original idea. Because I'm the main and I have original idea of how I want it to be. Because it's like you can steal an idea from someone, but you cannot make it as that person wants it to be. Because you know the idea, you're not passionate about that, but you just
Because you heard, yeah.
exactly. So same mind, it's a really big vision whereby tomorrow everybody will look up to it, and one day maybe if I have a kids, when they watch this, they'll be like, "Daddy has spoken before." It's happening.
And then it happened.
Yeah.
Jeez,
So-
jeez, that's amazing stuff, man.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that I think we can maybe talk about, because I'd like us to maybe collab down the line, or even, create something that we can work together towards.
Yeah.
Definitely, but we'll chat about that off the podcast.
Right.
Actually, just quickly want to go into relationships.
Yeah.
Because I think that's an important topic, and then also from hearing what you said now about your experience being rejected from the family and all this stuff, like, so let's talk about that, like, from the beginning.
Right.
Do you think it's possible for someone who's very goal-driven, someone who is in a tough situation, or where you were in the beginning,
Right.
would you advise them to be in a relationship, or would you rather tell them to wait till they... And I'm also speaking from someone that's like at a younger age, because
Right.
it's something that I've kind of battled with,
Right.
because I'm like, I'm not where I want to be yet,
Right.
But at the same time, I've seen stories where people met someone when they were still in the beginning phases and then came up. So from your experience, what would you advise in that?
So for me, I always like to, since I started this youth coaching and same mind and stuff like that, motivational speaking and helping. So the idea, I always look up to make sure whatever I do, I'm more in focusing into youngsters, youth, which is to upbringing them as well as to groom them, to get them to see the picture vision. So remember, when you are young, there's a certain things that you don't understand, and that elder people can tell you, and you don't see it because those people, they were there before and they have experiences. So they are trying to really actually showing you that, look, a few years from now, all this what you think is might not be like as it is. So, for example, you're a young man out there or young girl, you have a vision, whatever that you're trying to do, you're trying to work towards, you want to become whatever it is, the best engineer in the world, whatever it is, or you want to become the best medicine person, whatever it is, you want to become whatever that it could be, that may be, So I think it's very important that you really spend most of your time investing in your future than rushing into be in a relationship, because relationship will always be waiting for you. If you are young, it's time to work hard for yourself and to what you want. I wish I could really reverse time for myself as well. So I feel like there's a time I spent or wasted in a relationship that I feel like if I look, maybe it's 4 years that I've wasted in it. If I really invested in it, focus on myself and do something in it, I could have now see the results of what I have done. So it's very important that if you're working towards something, a project or whatever it is, career that you try to, it's very important that don't rush to be in a relationship. All these beautiful ladies you see, girls around, they will always be there. I know there's someone you might feel like, I love it, I like it. Listen, love is something that you really don't understand. It's something. It's something that really moves people from being focused to being lost. And sometimes it can really happen for the right reason. But if you're working towards something, forget about love. If you're a young person, you're working towards your career. When you're young, focus on working on you. It's about you and your career. And then when you achieve that, you are able to have anyone you want. Because when you don't have money, when you don't have a career or something that you can say, this is me, ladies will come and will not even want to be with you. They'll still be with you, but
Short-term.
mostly, ladies, they always be with someone, they see something on you. For example, if I were to approach a beautiful lady, she'll look at me from shoes to the top. And also, ladies think about future than we do.
Yeah.
Most guys, we don't really
measure you. Hey.
So ladies, like for example, that's why you find it so tough. Like, why this lady? She's dating an ugly guy. Why? You know what I'm saying? So ladies, they look at the future than we do. Because for us, we always think about today. We don't think about tomorrow. I want this girl. Yo, man, if I have it, she's, all this crazy imagination of our brain.
You're thinking now.
It's all about today. It's not about what happened in the future. Because if I have this beautiful lady today, we can have a sex and all that. But what happens after sex? We need to live life. I need to pay bills. I need to be made in the house. Am I driving? I'm not driving. Okay, none of that really matters for life, right? But what I'm trying to say is that as a young person working towards something, focus on yourself than rushing to be in a relationship. Because a relationship, when you achieved what you want, you can always get someone to be in a relationship. Like for example, like it says, there's a saying that says, what means to be will always.
Yeah, what's meant to be will always be.
That's right. What meant to be will always mean to be. So let's say if someone meant to be your girlfriend or your future, whatever it is, that person will always be there for you. No matter what, she can date 3-4 guys, and something will happen, brings her back to you, and she'll if maybe hate herself like, why this guy always be there? But it's because you guys are meant to be together. So rather focus on your career than rushing to a relationship, because relationship takes lots of energy, a lot of time from you. So that's what I can say. Yeah.
Jeez. Are you currently in a relationship now, or?
Not really. I'm really not in a relationship. Recently broke up with my girl I told you about. We've been in a relationship for many years, and now I'm not in a relationship, but I'm seeing someone. So I'm just,
Don't want to reveal anything too soon.
Yeah. I'm not really like seeing as if we haven't had a date yet, but I'm just observing. If things don't work out, that's okay. But she already know I like her, but I'm not pushing it further. Yeah.
I'd like to actually ask you, what actually makes a great partner, or great for, obviously, women look at different things for men, and men look at different things for women. If you were to speak to your son, future son,
right,
what would you say that he should look for in his partner?
So, what makes a great partner, a great relationship, it's not about the outside, what we always looking at. Because remember, we look for a perfect, beautiful, nice body. Or maybe yellow bone, we're looking for cutie, chocolate, whatever it is we're looking for in a woman.
Your type.
Yeah. This thing of saying type. Your type. Yeah. So, for example, these days, majority, people look at Nyash. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it's like, it's rare for a man to pass a woman with a good face and Nyash just let it go. We see that, we like, oh, what's happening? So what makes a perfect relationship, a perfect couple, is that, or great couple, if you find someone with the same vision with you, someone you understand each other with. It might not be same age, might be older than you, but if you two understand each other, if she support your vision, what you're trying to achieve, that makes it a perfect. It's not about money, whatever it is. It's about a person who believes in you, who understands you, who supports you and respects you. So when I look at a woman, through conversation, does she always talk about materialistic thing? Or she's the kind of person who always look into future, she want to do this and stuff like this? or she talk less about parties. You get what I'm saying? Not a woman who talk about she want to buy new makeup, her friend bought a new dress this weekend, this and that. So you look at that. If you hear your woman, she talk about materialistic thing a lot than the future, you must know
This one.
She's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, they say this one. Now you go be my problem. So, so in that way, they try to say this person, she's really a problem to me. And they say there's a statement. They say which kind thing could be this. Okay. So they say why can't. I'm not sure how to really explain this, but on my understanding, like if you know this, there's a song that say, who's this guy? I don't know if it's David or whatever it is. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that a woman that you are with or a man that is dating this woman, I know we might have a guest, a lady's watching as well. So it's both ways, but for now, more focus on the guys and say, if you want to see that she's a right person, hear from how you guys having a conversation. She does not really looking more into what you have, but she's looking more into what you guys can become for the future. Does she always encourage you to invest? Invest in a different way. There's an investor of investing money or invest in building you as a person or maybe preparing the future, whatever, in anyhow that you guys may be doing it. Yeah. So it's about how you see your person. It's difficult to see, but you will hear from how. If I'm a good guy, a good friend, when we have a conversation in gym every time, you can tell this is a great guy. He's a great friend. But a bad friend, you can tell. Sometimes it's hard to tell them or to run away from them, but you can tell the influence that comes from this guy. Man. And sometimes even if they try to maybe say, let's do something, you don't feel comfortable to be part of it because you just wonder what comes out of it. So a good couple comes from, or maybe a great relationship is from what you see from a person who supports you, who loves you. Yes, love is just something else. But what's more important is someone who cares about you and really support, look into future. That's what I can say. Yeah.
So it goes back to actually what you said about like when someone talks, what are they actually saying? Are they thinking? And,
exactly.
Even from listening, then you can start to see, okay, this is how you think. This is what's important to you.
Exactly.
And so on and so forth. Yeah. So that's definitely. I think that's good advice. Someone can definitely take that.
Because, okay, just to add on the sorry for that. Like, for example, you are chilling out with your girl, right? If you want to see from now, you are chilling with your girl. Let's say we had a great day, went out, we came back. You're chilling. Maybe you're on a couch. She's laying on your chest. Having a conversation, maybe TV is off. You're hearing what she's saying. So from that, if she's a good woman, it will really pushes you in a way that you really want to make her proud. You want to work hard. If she's a good person, you want to work hard to really make her be proud and say, wow, look at my man. Look at this. Not a woman who want to spend time on social media, TikTok, showing Nyash most of the time. Look, Nyash will not bring food on my table. Nyash will not make me happy. Hey, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, my guys, don't focus on Nyash. Don't focus on the beauty. Focus on a person who you see there's a future out there. So, if the person is showing you that she has a bright future ahead in a way that she always think, how she talk, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the right one.
That's definitely. I hope that's something that people take in, because that's very. A woman can make or break you, and same thing with a man. Yeah, that's why we're here to build men as well. Yeah, just to get them there.
That's right.
So, Saymore, I think this has been a great conversation. Just quickly in closing, I usually ask all the guests this.
Right.
What is your favorite quote, or what piece of advice would you like to leave for someone out there that's listening?
Okay, my favorite quote is the say, "You are where you are today because of what God did for you. You are where you are today because of the prayers that you prayed way back. Maybe a few weeks ago, or maybe 3 years ago, you prayed and said, God bless me with finance, or God bless me with a good job. And you never see a result, but you are where you are today because of the prayers that you prayed for. They say whatever you do today, you're preparing your future. And everything that you do, it shows who you are. So we are where we are because of the things that we have done in the past. We are here today because of the things that we have done in the past, our prayers. What you're doing today, it never happened overnight. It started as a thought without even writing down. But you didn't know. But immediately when you thought about it, the universe manifested already, gave it to you. So you are where you are because of God brought you all this far. And don't forget that you still have a long journey to go. You have to stay put and do what is right. And God bless.
So think about, I want to say this to the viewers, think about what seed you are planting today. Think about the actions that you are doing now and how that will affect you in the future.
Determine the future, yeah.
You know, today's actions might seem like they have a small step or they have a small effect on, you know, my life.
Right.
But consistency.
Right.
It goes both ways.
Right.
Good or bad. If you're consistently having bad habits,
Right.
consistently going to the club, what are you attracting? If you're consistently reading books, consistently working on yourself, what are you going to attract?
Right.
So think about that as well. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Like they say, watch the company you keep. That statement really means a lot. If I spend time with the bad boys or bad guys, what do you think will comes out of me? Because you are the resemblance of what you do every day. The good person that comes out of you, it shows the surrounding, where you came from. So if I spend time doing clubs and all that, whatever it is, there's nothing wrong with club. Yeah, people can go and drink. It's fine. It's okay. But it doesn't have to be every day. You get what I'm saying? I have to spend more time, focus on the future, what I need to do. Before I die, what do I want to leave in this world? I want to leave legacy. Might not be for me, but to make a difference that was really made up for me. So I watch what I do every day. I watch what I eat. I watch what I say. Sometimes words can break. So I always watch what I say and watch my companies. That's what I do. That's why I spend time doing what I think is good, what I think is right. So yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, Saymore, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate it. Was really an honor to be here, and I really appreciate it. I hope to come back soon and have a better, I would say, a better results from what we did today, and also in a way that we'll be able to reflect back and say, look, this is what we did. We have many people who have maybe come up and say, wow, guys, thank you for this motivation, and we hope what we had today will change other people's life.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So, leading forward, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let us know if there's anything that you found inspirational in this conversation. You can definitely find Saymore socials. We'll keep it down below.
Right.
And, you know, we can follow this journey and hopefully inspire someone else to continue or even start their own journey.
That's right.
So 100%. I've been Bongi. This is
Saymore.
This is the 2717 podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yes, sir.
Cheers.
Yeah.